Are you looking for the best 3D printers? In this video we will look at some of the 7 best 3D printers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Dremel DGLab 3D45 3D Printer. For perfect 3D printed models every time, there's a reason the Dremel DGLab 3D45 3D printer regularly tops editors' pick lists as best 3D printer overall. The 5-inch, full-color touchscreen makes for simple setup and operation within 15 minutes, even right out of the box. And not only does the fully enclosed sturdy plastic design and large build volume provide better prints and optimal safety, but it also ensures a quiet operation. You could even have this 3D printer running while teaching a lab class because it runs so silently and smoothly. Other features include Wi-Fi connectivity with a built-in HD camera and included remote printing software so that you can print and monitor the progress from anywhere. In addition, the removable glass heated build plate heats up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit so you can print with a variety of plastic materials, including PLA, PTG, EcoAbyss, and nylon, as well as ensuring easy removal and cleaning. This device also features an automated 9-point leveling sensor that detects any variation in the print bed and automatically accounts for it. One of the few gripes some users have is that the printer was designed primarily to use proprietary Dremel filaments, which come in a limited selection of colors and tend to be pricier than aftermarket filaments. To use off-brand filaments, you may have to buy a spool stand or make adapters to pipe through larger rolls. A handful of users also noted a firmware bug which renders the pause button kind of useless, as you can't simply pause and resume without the machine coming to a complete stop. At number 2. Creality Ender 3v2 3D Printer. For those looking to dip their toe into the world of 3D printing, Creality's Ender 3v2 3D Printer makes the best 3D printer for beginners. Creality recently updated its popular Ender 3 with an updated user interface that makes this printer easier to use, a toolbox to hold all of its accessories, and a custom-built motherboard that ensures its motor doesn't make too much noise when printing. The Ender 3v2 is compatible with the most common filaments, but won't work with more delicate ones, like glass. It also lacks an auto-leveling function, which means your prints may come out a little lopsided if you don't make sure its glass platform is perfectly flat. Still, this isn't a deal-breaker given the Ender 3v2's entry-level price point, and it's easy to avoid problems if you take a couple of extra minutes to inspect the printer before making a print. We consider this printer's resume function to be its best feature, because it gives you some flexibility if something happens in the middle of your print. If you feel uncomfortable leaving the printer running while you're asleep or out of the house, the Ender V2 can accommodate your needs. We can confidently recommend Creality's Ender 3v2 to anyone who's been curious about 3D printing, but hasn't taken the leap because of price. At number 3. AnkerMake M5 3D Printer. The AnkerMake M5 3D printer is a smart choice if speed is your priority. It prints at 250 mm per second, 5 times faster than some other 3D printers. The M5 is a FDM printer that works both horizontally and vertically and operates on Linux. The integrated die-cast aluminum alloy structure provides a stable base and auto-leveling. The M5 is also designed with an AI camera that helps identify errors such as extruder jams and failure of the model to stick to the print bed. The system sends notifications through the AnkerMake app, a helpful feature for beginners and experienced makers alike. The M5's build volume of 235 by 235 by 250 mm isn't as large as some, but it works with a range of materials, including PLA, PTG, ABS, and TPU. In addition to operating the machine through the app, you can also use the AnkerMake Slicer and Amazon's Alexa. At number 4. Elegoo Mars 2 Pro Mono MSLA 3D Printer. Significantly enhance your 3D printing efficiency with the best 3D printer for miniatures, the Elegoo Mars 2 Pro Mono MSLA 3D printer, which takes just 2 seconds per layer exposure to cure resin so you can watch your miniature creations come to life even faster. With a lifespan up to 4 times longer than comparable printers, you can also expect an overall more stable performance and less maintenance. In other words, leveling will be the least of your problems with this model. Constructed of CNC machined aluminum from the build platform to the resin vat, this printer boasts high durability and solid quality that reliably gets the job done. Likewise, the Cob UV LED light source provides optimal heat dissipation with a high luminous maintenance rate and uniform light emission to ensure an even print every time. As a few customer reviews have noted, however, you have to be really careful with the resin vat to avoid spills or leaks, leading to resin getting into your machine and corroding the parts. In addition, though the monochrome LCD screen is a nice touch, some users felt that it would have been better with a protective glass covering in the event of resin splashes. At number 5. Anycubic Photon Mono X 3D Printer. If you've tried filament 3D printers and get frustrated with clogged nozzles and stuck filaments, then Anycubic Photon Mono X 3D Printer, the best resin 3D printer, might be just the trick. With printing that's 3 times faster than traditional 3D printers, a single layer only takes 1 to 2 seconds for exposure even when you factor in the large capacity print volume for an impressively high resolution of 3840 by 2400 pixels. Other valuable features include a power adjustment function, which can adjust between 30% and 100% exposure, making it compatible with special resins such as dentistry and high temperature. Likewise, the brushed aluminum platform significantly enhances the adhesion between the platform and printers. Finally, the high-precision, high-transmittance UV light uses quartz lamp beads to ensure a more uniform light source. However, while avoiding the issues with filament 3D printing, resin can be a challenging material to work with. Everything must be thoroughly cleaned with alcohol, and changing the resin bath can be very expensive, as the brand uses only its proprietary sheets. Another minor gripe among some users is that the touchscreen is outdated and not tremendously responsive, using bubble-style buttons instead of a digital display. At number 6. Anycubic Vyper 3D Printer. Anycubic Vyper is massive, but it's one of the most user-friendly 3D printers available. Despite not having an enclosure, there are plenty of features here to make this one of the smarter buys for folks new to 3D printing. There's little to no setup out of the box, and you can start printing everything from miniatures to cookie cutters in as little as 1 hour. Once it's up and running, expect things to move really quick. It's incredibly versatile and compatible with PLA, ABS, PTG, TPU filaments. However, swapping filament when you've paused a print job is not as intuitive as it could be, and cannot be done with the unload filament/load filament commands via the touchscreen. You have to manually release the stepper motor, pull the filament out and then feed the new filament in with force before resuming. That said, once the project is resumed, sailing is more often very smooth. The build plate is also amazing. When printing, it holds onto objects incredibly well. For a 3D printer in its price range, Anycubic Vyper 3D printer is unbeatable. Read a full review of the Anycubic Vyper 3D printer. At number 7. Voxelab Aquila 3D Printer. Don't let the irritating whir from a 3D printer stop you from creating your masterpiece. Voxelab's Aquila 3D printer prides itself on its quiet printing capabilities, maxing out at 50 decibels, which is quieter than your average electric toothbrush. This printer is slightly more upscale than some of the others on the market today, weighing in at just under 22 pounds. The extra weight is put to good use though, with an all-metal body, V-profile, and a user-friendly colored screen with a rotary knob. Its sleekness will make you feel like a seasoned printer. This is a great option for those who have had some practice and are a little more confident in their 3D printing abilities. The Aquila 3D features an open design, allowing you to modify and upgrade your equipment for a more personalized experience. It also features resume printing functions, fast heating, and its carbon crystal silicon glass platform prevents your prints from warping. It's a top-of-the-line model, so the low price is quite a pleasant surprise.